everybody. Other Justin here for Whiskey Wednesday with Argonaut Wine and Liquor. Back with Paul. Today we're talking about Scotch, which I'm super excited about. Love me some Scotch, and it's that time of year, getting into colder weather, getting into this really fun single malts. So welcome back.
Good
Thank
to
you
be
so
back.
much.
Seems like only yesterday I was here.
I know, right?
Yeah. That was a quick turnaround.
Yeah, but we're thrilled to have you back, and really excited to be talking about these. I don't think we've ever done a video on these ones before, but you brought the lineup for staff training with us a little while back, and it's all fantastic. These are the two that we have on the shelf, so we're going to talk about those today.
Awesome. Good to see you again. Paul O'Callaghan, Single Malts brand ambassador, covering Chicago and Denver, so it's good to be back. And this time we're talking about some Scotch. So Scotch is a category that can be a bit overwhelming and intimidating for certain palates and certain people, because there's so much that goes on in the island of Scotland.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of a stigma against Scotch for people that haven't really explored it, because they think Scotch is smoky because of Islay, and that is admittedly an acquired taste, which I have personally acquired, but it's not for everybody. But that's not what we're doing today at all.
Yeah, we're not touching that. Like, so that kind of, I suppose, the number that comes to mind with Scotch is the number 5. So you have 5 different styles of Scotch. So you've got the single malt, you've got the single grain, you've got the blended malt, you've got the blended grain, and then you've got a straight up blend. And then on the map of Scotland, if you look at the map of Scotland, there's 5 different geographical regions that produce 5 different categories of Scotch.
Yeah.
And you kind of touched on it. So you've Campbelltown, you've Speyside, you've the Highlands, you've the Lowlands, and as you said yourself, Islay.
Yeah.
So when I talk about Scotch, I suppose the pushback that I get is that it's too peaty or too smoky.
Yeah, and that's only a small percentage of the Scotches coming out of Scotland are going to have that punch you in the face, iodine-y, smoky thing going on. Like I said, I love it, but more people are going to kind of lean into this or use this as a break into for the Scotch category.
Yeah, like what makes Aberfeldy beautiful is that, like with the Islas, so it's not for everybody's palate.
Yeah.
You love it. That's awesome. But sometimes if you dip your toe in the Scotch category and the first style of Scotch you try is Islay, it may scare you away from Scotch.
Yeah, and totally understandable.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very powerful, and you have to really learn how to suss out the complexity in it.
Yeah.
These, well, they don't lack complexity at all, but they're a little bit more approachable on a first jump.
Without a doubt. So, like, what's the beauty about Aberfeldy is it's one of those bottle of Scotches that if you open it, it's getting finished.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It really is a Scotch that, like, it's not going to last for long, because you've bourbon drinkers that by nature have sweeter palates, like sweeter, smoother whiskies. You've Irish whiskey drinkers that like triple distilled liquid that's beautifully smooth.
Yeah.
And for them that are in that category and want to try something different in the Scotch category, this is the magic sauce for them.
Yeah, like we'll jump into it in a second, because we've like tried these recently, and that's a great description of it. It's like something that's going to please everybody's palate, coming from a lot of different directions.
Yeah.
Like even if you're switching from, say, a Japanese or like another world single malt into like the Scotch category, this would be a good entry point, because it's got a lot of similarities, but it's enough different to be fun to drink.
Yeah, it's funny when I do whiskey shows. I have my table set up and people come up and they're excited to try whiskey, and they're like, "What is it?" I'm like, "Oh, it's Scotch."
Yeah.
And straight away they take a step back, and my question is, "What's the problem?" They're like, "No, it's just too peaty, too smoky." I'm like, "Come on in, just come into my table and try this." And if I sample 100 people, every single person that I sample, when they try Aberfeldy, they're like, "Show me that bottle. Can I take a picture of it?
Yeah.
Can I taste it again?" Because it's not something you expect in the Scotch category.
Yeah.
It appeals to so many different styles of palate.
Yeah, and like made it very clear that I am a Scotch drinker, but I'm also a bourbon drinker, and I can absolutely see this like satisfying that palate.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. And like, have you been to Scotland?
I have not. My wife has
Okay.
when she was in college, and
Yeah.
we're planning on going back, and I'm planning on dragging her to as many distilleries as I can survive.
As you should, as you should. What's so if you can close your eyes and picture a Scottish distillery, Aberfeldy is what you'd picture.
Yeah.
The heart of Scotland, rolling green hills, with the deep lochs, deep valleys, a beautiful water source called the Piddly Burn, which has alluvial deposits of gold. Hence why we're known as the Golden Dram. Hence the black and all the gold trimming. So Aberfeldy 12, a lot of bourbon influence. So first fill, refill, re-char bourbon casks.
Yeah.
With the sherry Oloroso sherry barrels really add that beautiful rich sweetness to it.
Yeah, like you definitely get that big sweetness that you would get on a typical bourbon barrel on the nose. Like it's a very bright and fruity, like a bright red fruit like cherry. You get that caramel flavor, but it's underlined by a deeper, richer.
Beautiful, yeah. You get the caramel, the butterscotch, the toffee influence in the bourbon barrels, but then from the Oloroso sherry, you get that warmth and the richness and the red berries that shine through.
And the palate, for me, follows through on a lot of those promises that the nose makes, but adds this really nice layer of spice to it, and like it's just warming.
Like, on a cold winter's day in a hot toddy.
Absolutely.
Cloves, lemons, it's just warms you up.
Yeah.
As the snow starts to kick in.
Yeah. And when you were here last time talking about tealing, we talked about versatility in cocktails. I think this would work in a lot of things that you might put bourbon in.
Absolutely.
It's not going to change the dynamic so much, but it's going to add an interesting layer of flavors that you're not going to get. Like a hot toddy is a great example.
Yeah. And so obviously when you purchase a whiskey from a shelf and you see the price point, some whiskeys that you purchase, they're just not in the price point where you want to put it in a cocktail.
Yeah.
Aberfeldy is, I suppose, it's beautiful because we're drinking it neat and it's warming and it's flavorful and it's just a beautiful whiskey.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, if you want to put it in a cocktail, you can do a penicillin, you can do a Rob Roy.
Right.
You mentioned the bourbon.
Yeah.
You can do we call it a gold fashioned.
Yeah.
Which is a riff on an American old fashioned.
Like the little bit of simple citrus, and I like to do cherry in my old fashions. I think cherry would be amazing with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you definitely want to do this with a whiskey forward cocktail, not something you're diluting too much. So like you want that flavor to come through.
Yeah.
You want the complexity to come through, but it would play really well, and it's not pricing you out. It's not like doing a Macallan and throwing $100 whiskey into a cocktail, which I don't ever recommend because the guilt sip those. Yeah,
the guilt. You're like, no, the guilt.
Yeah, my wallet's not strong enough for that one.
And I suppose what's beautiful about Aberfeldy is the history. It's flavor can be subjective. History, you cannot question history. And for me, Aberfeldy comes up beautifully in that it's historic, and the flavor comes up trumps as well. So the Dewars family, John and Tommy, founded the Aberfeldy distillery in 1898. So we just celebrated our 125th anniversary, which is a massive. We'd plenty of Aberfeldy 25 to celebrate. That milestone.
Yeah, that sounds like a good party.
Yeah, it was a great one. And I suppose every good story needs a great leader, and we're very fortunate in the fact that we have a master blender who is universally known as the best blender in all of whiskey.
Yeah.
Stephanie McLeod. Yep. She's won 6 times in a row the IWC Master Blender of the Year. But I suppose that's a more startling fact is she's won it 6 years in a row. The person second to her has only won it once.
Yeah.
So we're humbled to work under her and with her.
Right.
And she's definitely a shining beacon of light in the whiskey category.
Yeah, one of those once in a generation in our industry kind of people that puts a huge stamp on what they do and kind of shapes the whiskey world around them.
Yeah, and like we mentioned stigmas earlier, we spoke about peat, we spoke about smoke, but another stigma, I suppose, of single malt Scotch is that it's probably historically been seen as a drink of middle-aged men in cigar lounges with fancy beards and tweed jackets.
Yep.
She is putting a completely different lens on single malts. She's the shining light of the whiskey category, and she's bringing a lot of innovation to it as well. A lot of LTOs, a lot of wine barrel finishes, a lot of sherry influence. So it's just amazing how one person can completely change the view on a category.
Yeah, and that's a good lead in with the LTOs to the other one we've got on the table, which I'm not going to let this go to waste, but
we can never waste good whiskey. So yes, this one, that's my favorite sound in whiskey. A new tin and a fresh bottle opening. So this is an LTO, Aberfeldy 18, that's finished in Cabernet Sauvignon red wine casks from Napa Valley. So the Aberfeldy 12 was 80 proof, so it was 40% ABV. This is a higher proof, so it's 43% ABV, so 86 proof. So a bit more heat, a bit more complexity to this one. A big influence in the casks is we do a lot with refill casks and hogs, heads, barrels. But then we do a 15-month finishing process in the Cabernet red wine casks from Napa Valley. Even the color, the richness, you get so much richness.
Yeah, it's definitely like a deeper amber, like little tinge of red. It's really pretty to look at. Like, I'm not gonna look at it for too long.
And it's even nicer to drink.
Yep.
Yeah. So higher proof, more heat. Get those red berries come through. Still, you get the signature honey that comes through in the Aberfeldy 12. It still shines bright in this, but this has maybe a more decadent, kind of mouth-watering, luxurious feel to it.
Yeah, like this is bringing out like a big like chocolate-covered cherry, like big coffee, like dark notes that play really well with the sweetness that you're bringing in from the like base Aberfeldy juice.
Yeah, those rich kind of thick fruit cakes that you make with the chocolates and the berries and the raisins.
Absolutely.
The sultanas, that comes through in this. And it's warm. It's a warm finish.
It's very warm. Like this is a great sit down on a real cold day. Like
or a warm day.
Or a warm day. Yeah. But like I could picture like myself sitting in my living room looking out the window at the snow because I don't want to be outside. But it's pretty looking.
It is. It is. This warms up every cell in your body, and the red berries shine through, and it's just rich. It's mouth coating, and I'll be walking home tonight, and I'll still taste it, being like, that's a good taste. That's a good taste to finish up the day with.
Yeah, and it's one of my favorite things about Scotch, and I don't know if this is like a real phenomenon or subjective thing or just something that maybe I'm fooling my brain into thinking, but I always feel like Scotch lasts for forever.
Yeah.
Like, I'll drink it, and then hours later, it's like, yep, still there. Like an infinite finish, it feels like. And it's always a really fun phenomenon because I don't get that as much with bourbon or anything like that. Like, there's plenty of long finish, great bourbons out there, but Scotch just sticks with you, and like it's a big part of why I like it so much.
And I suppose what's beautiful about this, as you said, it's kind of a sipper that you would enjoy on a kind of a cold winter's day with family. And with Aberfeldy, I hope you get to the distillery.
Yeah,
I really do. Family is at the very core of what Aberfeldy does. If you walk to the distillery, you'll see a lot of people that look alike because they're probably brothers and uncles and dads. So family is at the very core, and that's even seen the Dewar family and John's sons that brought Aberfeldy to life. So everything we do, it's like based around family, and it's Aberfeldy's a small community.
Yeah,
and this distillery lifts the community. It employs the community. It brings families together. So family is in every drop we drink.
Yeah.
Family is the very core of what Aberfeldy is.
That's great for us here at Argonaut. We've been family owned for 60 years now.
Yeah.
Like 4th generation ownership. Like a big part of the culture of the neighborhood is Argonaut. So we love bringing these things out that do that in other areas of the world. And highlighting them. And these are amazing. So
awesome.
Couldn't be happier that you came to visit us again. And
great to see you. Absolutely. Yeah. Cheers. Launch that. Yeah.
And everybody come on down and give them a shot.